Hi, I'm Jerry Davis with jerrywdavis.com. I'm a research analyst and I'm a believer. I read the Bible, I pray, I worship. The one we've always called Jesus in the West. Well, you do a little homework on that, you find out that was never his name at all. So anyway, I call him Yahusha. Some call him Yeshua. Anyway, that's who I worship. I read the Bible. I have a biblical worldview, and I'm excited about it. So I just have a couple of things I want to talk to you about in this video. Very important thing, because as you can see right here on the screen in front of you, report, and this is as of January 1st, 2018. U.S. and Israel sign a secret pact to tackle Iran nuclear and missile threat. I don't know how secret it is, but yeah, pretty neat. Oh, okay. So it was signed on December the 12th at the White House, culminating in, blah, 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 secret talks with a double secret handshake. And, how can it be secret? Trump, on his October 13th speech on Iran, he decertified the Iran-Obama deal, whereby Iran got much wealthier and much more powerful, and the United States got nothing. That's a classic Obama deal right there. Yeah, glad that SOB is gone. So moving on, what I want to take a look at next is this Kuwaiti report that the United States gives Israel a go-ahead to kill a powerful Iranian general. Now this guy's been around a long time, and I know that the Israelis have desired his death for a long time, and that during the Obama administration, Obama would never give the green light. And so it's difficult for the Israelis to go ahead and act unilaterally because, we're the big dog in the fight for the most part, and they want to keep in our good graces. But doing that with an Islamic Obama in the White House was pretty tough for them. Pretty tough. Anyway, there's a price on his head now. Here we go. It says 3 years ago, Israel came close to assassinating Soleimani near Damascus, but it was nixed against a background of intense disagreement between Islamic Washington and Jewish Jerusalem. That was during the Obama administration. We all know what a fiasco that was. And thank God it's over, although I'm going to do some work on Obama pretty soon. He's running a little shadow operation. Yeah. Don't get me started on that. So, moving along, New Year's speech, looking at Iran's, I suppose, their closest friend in this dark world that they occupy. This also was, as of today, I think, January 1st, New Year's speech. The nuclear button is always on my desk. We can now reach the U.S. mainland. And this is a guy that murders people more or less as a hobby. He's brutal. Of course, I suppose in that kind of environment you have to be brutal, and that's how his brutality manifests itself. We have politicians in the United States who have their brutality manifest itself in other ways. But he's declared his country a nuclear power in possession of technology capable of striking the United States mainland. And here's a quote the big mouth kid said: "The U.S. mainland is in our nuclear strike zone. The United States will never start a war with me and our country." They've completed the creation of the North Korea's nuclear forces. Operational deployment, ballistic missiles, So, okay, here's a murderer that, he spends all of his time threatening the United States and all these bad things he's going to do. And you know what? He very well might do them. If I were Trump, I would just say, you know what, Kim? You got my attention. I take you completely seriously because I know for a fact that you're a murderer. Therefore, we're going to kill you now. And I would press my nuclear button, or maybe not nuclear, but I would kill him. He would be dead. I wouldn't be sorry about it. I'd be glad, dancing in the streets. So, what does China do? Today, January the 1st, China goes, Kim says he's got all these nuclear weapons. Let's consider withdrawing from the treaty to defend North Korea, because if you don't know it, China and North Korea have a treaty, and China and North Korea have a treaty, and they are pretty tight. I mean, they're next door neighbors. It's a tricky situation for the Chinese. Of course, the Chinese, they love having North Korea as a threat to the United States. They love it. And they love it. But he might be becoming a burden now. So here we go. This is the top 25 people in the country. They oversee the Communist Party of China. They run the show. And there's a premier of China right there. Said it's now circulating that when the committee meets this month, a candid discussion will take place as to whether it is time for China to withdraw from its treaty to defend North Korea. They do have a treaty to defend North Korea, so it's a big deal. According to intelligence sources, the thinking within the committee is that since Big Mouth North Korea now has declared itself to be a nuclear power, there's no need for China to defend them. Moreover, more than a few committee members see North Korea has been misusing its relations with China as a big stick to threaten others. Well, that's very good. I kind of like the way the Chinese do business. They just seem very methodical and very stoic about things. They will pick your pocket, no doubt about it, but that's business, particularly on a global scale, in the world. That's just the way the world is. But the Chinese seem to be pretty steadfast. I like that. Well, for that matter, I like the Russians. So I don't have any problems with them. We have our own crooks in power in Washington. I mean, when our crooks are saying, "Oh, the Russians are bad. The Russians are evil. The communist Chinese are evil." It's like, oh my God. But we got the Republicans and the Democrats. What are we going to do? All right. So here we go. China's starting to bail on North Korea, which is great. So I think that encourages the CIA to direct a coup in Iran. And so we've got a destabilization campaign now firmly underway in Iran. We've got the Chinese backing away from North Korea, so we're kind of isolating North Korea. That's good. And then now it looks like Iran is starting to have some major problems culturally. The people are in rebellion. The people hate the government. And the Persian people are not. I remember back in like 2009 when they were having their Green Revolution. It was a fascinating thing. And the house we'd moved into, I did not have internet service there at the time, or I didn't have a computer or something. And I had to read the whole thing on a little BlackBerry Curve, but I studied that revolution every night for an hour or two every night. I would read about it. It was fascinating, really fascinating. And they of course the government, it was a classic beatdown, but the spirit never went away. So here we go. Armed protesters trying to take over police stations and military bases. I mean, this is a real serious thing, and so the Iranian government they don't like it. The Iranian protesters burned down a Shia cleric monastery in Pakistan, and these are some videos that they're not working for me, so I can't play them for you. But anyway, there's some pictures, and so the fight is on in Iran. The fight is on. The Islamic Revolutionary Guards assumes. Did I really say that? The Islamic Revolutionary, something like that. Well, whatever they are. They assume control of security arrangements in Tehran. Okay? Oh, man, they're going to lock down Tehran. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. It's nationwide. Nationwide. Take a look at some of this. Foremost state sponsor of terror. Has Bush terror. of terror. Yeah. So we've got a video here that shows Iranian forces moving towards Mashhad. Now, pay attention here because the convoy would seem transporting Russian-made S-300 missile systems for air defense. Is Tehran fearing something bigger than a protest? Let's take a look at the map. Here's Mashhad, okay? So we'll back up a little bit. Okay, here's Iran. You can see Iran right in here. Here's Afghanistan, okay? We have a lot of military bases in Afghanistan. I say we, the United States, Estados Unidos, yeah. We've got a lot of military bases, but here is the city, Mashhad, that those S-300 anti-aircraft or air defense missile systems are headed to, okay? And Tehran is back over this way. Well, you can see it. There's Tehran right there. So here's Mashhad, and here's now. Why is Mashhad important? I mean, why? I have to look at all these roads that intersect. You got a major highway right here and a major highway right here, and they intersect with this Mashhad area. And Mashhad has a large airport. And if you want to put boots on the ground, Mashhad International Airport, so you know they have jet service. If you want to put boots on the ground in Iran, you're going to need a big airport, and you don't want to build one if you're in the military. What you want to do is capture one. So they're putting air defense missiles in this Mashhad area, and that means they don't necessarily anticipate an attack by the United States, but certainly it could happen. So Trump, what happens today? Trump shifts gears on Afghanistan. You know, that's for months he's wanted to get out of Afghanistan, get out of Afghanistan. We don't need to be over in Afghanistan. Afghanistan's a tough nut to crack. It has been, I think, throughout world history. Essentially, it's just a giant combo dirt rock with some tough people living on it. But there's a lot of minerals there. I mean, the minerals I don't think have ever been mined to any extent. So a lot of money under the ground there. He called Afghanistan a complete waste. But now he's in the midst of sending thousands more troops to the country in an effort to stabilize it. Let's see, it'll help break a stalemate, longest U.S. war in history. You know, same thing happened to the Russians if you're old enough to remember that. But defense experts say there's little indication the shift will be a quick fix. So they're telling us straight up front, and this is a long-term deal. We're going to be there forever. Foreign fighters flow there. Seen some regional tensions. Pressure in Pakistan, short. But you know what? Today's barbaric attack at a culture in Africa, you know. This doesn't have a damn thing to do with Afghanistan. It has everything to do with this Islamic Revolutionary Guard assuming control of security arrangements in Tehran because Afghanistan is right next to Iran. That's why we're having the big troop buildup. We're going to isolate the Iranians. We got Iraq over here. Afghanistan over here. We have military bases, men and equipment in both places. We've got down here, Israel's fixing to kill some Revolutionary Guards general who's probably hiding over here in Damascus somewhere. And North Korea. So the show's about to get started. This is Terrell Owens of the Dallas Cowboys said, get your popcorn ready. You better get your ammunition and your food and your water and your medicine ready. I would get those things ready. Forget the popcorn. Popcorn's great, you know, but anyway, I'm Jerry Davis. Today's January the 1st, 2018. Happy New Year. And stay informed.